Why do people divorce? It differs between each couple, but 7 of the main reasons is at 27%, it's infidelity, which means that one of the spouses cheated on each other. 21% is for another reason. We have 18% is when the couple has grown apart. 17% when they are no longer incompatible for each other. We have violence at 10%, money at 6%, and lastly, children at 1%. So 1 million kids have to go through divorce each year because of their parents, and it has happened to me, so I know firsthand how it affects not only the parents involved, but the kids. Some background information, it's not, back in the day it wasn't so common, but nowadays it is. It has been around for hundreds of years, and it happened before the colonies even existed. Today I will be talking about how divorce affects kids emotionally, how it has long-term effects, and how it affects relationships. My first point is how it affects the kids emotionally that are involved in the divorce. When a divorce happens, it can cause stress for the kids. That leads to an anxiety because of something that has happened, and then it can cause the kids to be angry at the parents or just at the situation in general. As stated by Morin, teenagers become quite angry about a divorce and the changes it creates. They may blame the parent for the dissolution of the marriage, or they may resent one or both of the parents for the upheaval in the family. Because of a divorce, the kids might not want one of the parents in their lives, and it causes them to push them away, and then it loses the relationship between them, which we'll talk about later. Since we just talked about how it affects the kids emotionally, we'll now talk about how divorce can affect the kids in the future. Divorce does cause long-term effects. American society, through its institutions, must teach core principles that marriage is the best environment in which to raise healthy, happy children who can achieve their potential, and that the family is the most important institution for social well-being, stated by Fagan. Because of a divorce, kids might not view relationships as a long-term thing, but more as a short-term thing, and they might see unhealthy relationships as normal, where it's not normal. According to Anderson, divorce has been shown to diminish a child's future competence in all areas of life, including family, relationships, education, emotional well-being, and future earning power. Since we just talked about how divorce has long-term effects, we'll now move on to how it affects relationships within the family. When a divorce happens, a child or the children involved tend to lose closeness with one or both of the parents, and it is harder to trust them because they just showed, they caused problems and they're not there for them anymore. As stated in Maripedia, compared with continuously married mothers, divorced mothers tend to be less affectionate and communicative with their children, and they tend to discipline them more harshly and inconsistently, especially during the first year following the divorce. When a mother is not there for her kids, she can't support them anymore or provide them emotional support for them, and it's harder for the kids to get through things because they don't have anyone to talk to who's been through it already. Because of a divorce, a kid might side with the parent of the same sex, or they might side with the parent of the opposite sex, or if more than one kid is involved, all of the kids could side with one parent alone and be in their favor because of what happened, or just because they like them more. So we have talked about how divorce affects kids emotionally, how divorce has long-term effects, and how relationships are affected within the family of the divorce. So now you know what 1 million kids go through every year because of a divorce, and because because two people decide to divorce, the effect is not only on them, it's on everyone else involved. So don't you think we should take marriage more seriously and talk about divorce before it actually happens, because it does cause problems for everyone.